Thanks to a viewer request, today I'm going to be doing a video making a custom wiring harness for some Nacho Nanos. In a previous video, I installed some Nacho Nanos here on my roof rack, and I kind of skipped over the wiring process because I didn't really think many people wanted to see it, but I was wrong about that. I had a couple comments on that Nacho Nano video about how I did the wiring, and luckily, my buddy Troy here with Saucy Taco went ahead and he wanted the same exact lighting setup as me after seeing my video, so we put some Nacho Nanos here on his Prinsu roof rack, and I wanted to do the wiring on his truck here for the video so I can show you guys the process. So if you're interested to see how I designed this custom wiring harness and how we get these lights to work on Troy's truck, you're gonna wanna stay tuned and check out today's video. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. If you're new here, my name is Chris. And right behind me, this is my buddy Troy's 3rd gen Tacoma, the Saucy Taco. We have the Fortune Taco right over here, but today we're working on Troy's truck. As you saw from the intro, we're gonna be doing some wiring on here. Troy got a couple of the Nacho Nanos that he put up on his roof rack, and we need to do some wiring on it. And because there were people dropping comments on my Nacho Nano video wanting to see how I did the wiring, that's why we're doing today's video. So we're gonna dig into the details of just doing the wiring on this setup and show you guys how I do my wiring harness for the Nacho Nanos on a roof rack. So just to explain the layout and how we're gonna be doing the wiring today, Troy has his lights set up pretty much the same exact way I have mine. There's 2 on the driver's side, 2 more on the passenger side. Now on my truck, I have it all wired up to 1 switch. So when I hit the full power on, all 4 lights turn on, and when I do the backlight, all 4 lights turn on. The way Troy wants it set up, he wants to be able to individually control the driver's side as well as the passenger side because he has multiple extra switches, and he thinks that would be more convenient for his setup. I created this little visual graphic for you guys. Hopefully it can help you understand my thought process and what I do for the wiring. So this is our design here of Troy's truck with our roof rack on top. I went ahead and added these 4 white pods here, showing the 2 pods on the driver's side, showing the 2 pods on the passenger side. And then we have this orange rectangle here. This is showing the switch controller that is underneath the hood in Troy's engine bay. Now, like I kind of mentioned, he wants them on 2 separate circuits, so we're gonna do a driver's side and a passenger side. So first, starting with that driver's side, we're gonna be running 3 individual wires on the driver's side of the truck. We have red for our power wire, which is full light output. We have the black for the negative, and then that yellow wire is gonna be for the backlighting feature on these Nanos. Then we're gonna start a separate wiring run, doing it for both of those passenger pods down the windshield into the engine bay to connect to his switch controller. Now, if you don't want the 2 switch setup like Troy is wanting, you don't have to run both wires separately down each side of the windshield. You can simply just connect those 2 passenger pods across the roof rack to the driver's side, and then do 1 wiring run down the driver's side of the windshield to that switch controller. So the first thing I wanna start on, I'm gonna be working on the driver's side here. I'm just gonna start working on getting the wiring here all connected to our wiring spool we have, so we can start our wiring run down the driver's side. All right, so off the back sides of these Nanos, as you guys saw in my previous video, if you did watch that video, I have the wiring loom coming off the lights, and there are 3 individual wires here. You're gonna have a red wire, which is your main 12-volt power, powering up full brightness. Black is gonna be your ground, and for that white, that is gonna be the backlight lighting on these Nanos. So we're gonna get all 3 of these connected up to our wiring spool we have, and I'm actually gonna be starting with the back light. Using the wiring spool, we're gonna connect it up to that backlight. We're then gonna run it along the inside of the roof rack here. We're then gonna connect it up to the front pod and then take that wiring harness down under the hood like I just mentioned. So if you need to trim your wires for any reason, just using some wire cutters, but these are already all trimmed up, I believe, to the length I need. What I need to do is expose the ends of these wires for our connection. So I can leave a link down below for these Klein wire strippers. I've been using these things for many years, and they're super convenient to be doing wire stripping. They have multiple different gauges of wire on here, 16, 14, 12, 10. All right, now I got the back ones stripped here, and then we have the connections here from the main wiring harness that's gonna be running down under the hood. I'm gonna use some butt connectors. These have been my favorite thing recently since I discovered them. I don't remember if I saw a video on Instagram or YouTube or something, but They are a soldered connection, but you don't have to use a solder gun or anything. They're very, very simple and easy to use. So these are size 16 to 14. They come in all different sizes, but the two colored rings are actually adhesive. The silver ring in the center is a piece of solder. So you feed your wires into here, then using a heat gun, this thing will shrink around your wires, but that piece of metal ring, it's solder in the middle, once it's hot enough, it'll actually melt, and the solder will melt into your wires, making a nice tight soldered connection. The two adhesive rings will glue the wires to hold everything nice in place, and then on top of even the glue, that clear tube itself is a waterproof heat shrink. So that seals everything all shut, keeps water out, so it is a very, very easy connection to use, but it has multiple different benefits inside of it that make using these very beneficial in my opinion. They're very easy to use and they make a nice, good, secure connection, so I highly recommend these. We're gonna be using 3 of those to connect each one of these wires, our red, yellow, and black from the wire harness here, and then we have red, white, and black coming from the actual Nacho Nano. Colors don't mean too much of a difference. This is just the wiring loom that Troy bought off of Amazon. Came with 3 colors, and the wires from the Nanos have 3 different colors here, but they don't exactly have to coordinate and line up in the same color as long as you know what color coordinates to what on each light. So when you wire them up under the hood, you're wiring the correct colors. So now I have that backlight wired up, moving on to the front light. You just have to connect all of these wires. The only difference here, we're kind of doing like a T connection. So I'm connecting this front light into the already existing wiring that's running down to the front. So we're gonna have 3 different connections, but I'm still doing it with just one butt connector, bringing all the wiring together. Hey, my joints. I'm getting old, Troy, I'm getting old. With the wire connections, the wire running to the second light or the first light, whatever way you want to look at it, and then continuing down. And this is just our excess wiring loom that needs to get trimmed up, but then to our Auxbeam switch controller. Now we just need to get to the passenger side, do the same exact thing. That's going to run down the passenger side of the windshield, and then we're going to run it along the window cowl here. Bring it to the switch controller, so then we'll have access to 2 different switches, turning on the lights both on the driver's side and the passenger side individually. So we need to move on to the passenger side, get that part done, and then this job will be cleaned up and finished. All right, so I went ahead and got that passenger side all done. So we need to clean up the wiring. That's the last thing left to do, but not really covering that part too much. We have the passenger side wired up into switch 2. The driver's side is wired up into switch 1, and then switch 3 is our amber backlights. We have them running down the windshield here. While I was doing some of the wiring, Troy went ahead and installed this wire hider strip on the windshield. With that, you can take your wiring and you tuck it inside this channel here. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, but when you tuck it inside that channel, it hides the wire, it gives it a nice clean spot to run down the windshield, and then it puts that wire out of sight and out of mind. It gives you a nice clean look rather than having these wires just running down the sides of your windshield, or however people have wires coming from the roof rack down to the hood. All the wiring's done minus the cleanup that I mentioned. We ended up running this side with just the power wires going on the passenger side, and then we ran an auxiliary ground wire coming over to the driver's side, splicing into the driver's side wire. So we only have 1 ground wire going down the windshield. The reason for doing that was because Troy is gonna, in the future, be running another wire down his passenger side for a radio antenna that's gonna be mounted up on the roof rack. And he wanted to keep a minimal amount of wires going into this wire hider so it's not overcrowded. So you can see here we have just the main full power wire going down the passenger side as well as that backlight wire. But there's no ground going down the side because we bridged it to the driver's side and we ran the ground down the driver's side. And like I said, that was just a preference to keep this side cleaned up so we can fit all the wires inside of his wire hider. But on yours, if you're only running this one wire on the side, you can put the grounds on either side. That's just kind of, like I said, a style and a preference we did here on Troy's setup. But now that they're all wired up, I want to show you guys a little test. Yes, at daytime, so you're not going to see the output, but just to show you guys what we're working with on the wiring, Troy has this Auxbeam switch here which was featured in a video on my channel. If we do switch number 1, you can see that is lighting up our full white power on the driver's side. If we activate his switch 2, that is going to be turning on the switches there on the passenger side at full power. And then our switch 3 is giving us that amber backlight from these Nacho Nanos, so he can do this all from the Auxbeam switch controller. We can turn on just the driver's side, or we can turn on just the passenger side, or all backlights in one switch. And if I did not explain it, the reason Troy wanted to split this up is if he's out at camp somewhere and he has his campsite on the driver's side of his truck, he wants to be able to turn on just the left side lights and light up this area and not be shining light the other direction, or vice versa. If camp is on this side of the truck, he wants to shine the light just in that direction, not this way. So it's a really smart thing to do, a very easy way to wire this up. And if you don't want that preference, you don't want to be able to individually do driver's side and passenger side, when it comes to the wiring of the switch controller, all you have to do is take all of your wiring coming from the passenger side and the driver's side and just wire it directly into one switch. When you hit one power button, all the lights turn on. And that's how I have mine set up. For those of you that were asking about doing a more specific and dedicated wiring video, I hope this video helped. Please, if there was something I didn't cover, if you have any more questions, do not hesitate to drop a question down below. I try my best to reply to every comment that is left on my videos. If you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor, click that thumbs up. It helps the video be more successful to get seen by people just like yourself. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you for sticking around all the way to the end, and I hope to see you on my next video.